Well, look what we have here. Almost there to 2026, and have to make a review video to see what is going on with 2025 in my opinion, since 2025 sucked obviously, due to me getting exposed, bringing my past up, getting hate comments, didn't get more subscribers, and yet my dad gotten me into trouble. That's the reasons why this year is such a downfall for me. And just before the New Year's 2026 event, I have decided to make a downfall history to 2025, just to see how the history ended up. But normally I was about to do a apology video Big Bang Theory, but I wasn't able to do it. So, nice surprise there. Note that the first bit may have been good, but the last bits are terrible at the same time because you know what's gonna happen next. So, let's start off with January. January seems to be a little fun for me. I was having fun at StreamYard, but there is some dramas going on. However, I haven't met a random girl on StreamYard, but I didn't chat anyway. So, what is going on with a random girl on StreamYard? I don't know what to say about January. But still. However, I got in terrible the first day, which is some sort of disaster, I guess. Now, February seems to not end well. Because February is gonna be the first month I got exposed that you're gonna be shocked later on. When I announced this, on the 11th, I got brainwashed from doing a picture of the roleplay I shouldn't have joined or done. And yet, that is before Dax broke up with Emma on November. Big surprise then. Because I just got manipulated to make that, I even deleted it on DeviantArt later on. So, good thing. Some days are ended up fun after the 11th. And even after dealing with exposures. But the 22nd doesn't end up very much well, that is shocking. But the 22nd is when the terrible and unacceptable happened. And that is the most regretful thing of my life. At the 22nd, there is a hidden rejected Max roleplay trying to groom a female girl on StreamYard. And yet they literally found out I did all of this. And yet even exposed me later on. Which is so stupidly ridiculous, that is back then when Max is still rejected at that time. At the 23rd at a day later, I realized that there is a stream link on a group after something happened, and so I joined in. But something is gonna be wrong there, because of what just experienced. While I was there, they decided to give a talk to me for what has happened yesterday. But I don't know if I can tell this. But later my dad got my electronics away later on just because I'm dealing with them, and just asking about my regrets. Later on Dax is still a manager that the account just got hacked and yet found my content boring. In other words, I don't think my content is boring just because of funny stuff and more. I removed Dax as manager later on just so he can't get away with this. I didn't want my content gone, so I have to do this just in case. Later on they announced a court case on me, and I said, bro, court cases are not on the internet. It's only real life, bro, and they said it doesn't matter, and so I don't care. Court cases are just not in the internet and only in real life, and I mean it in my opinion. On March 14th, the Pi Day event, I did a video related to Bill Jensen and Rias that is called His Wife Thanks to the Sinners. That is somehow related to Bill Jensen gets grounded by Stephanie Street, which I did mine, but it turns out to be disgusting and very terrible. And yet, I got exposed more just because of that video, and I have to delete it due to that. I have to remember some things in April, but on April 10th, I got access to a random sharing account again and did experiment videos as a test. Just because I am tired of Plotagon Modfx videos. I just did the way that is meant to be before just by using Megaphoto. Since I'm tired of Plotagon Modfx videos so much, so I have to do the way that is meant to be before, by experimenting with effects. And I have to admit, I did all of this. Minutes later I got removed access to the account itself, while making my own rounds to the self-tennis. And after that a random video is created and so I watched it. And yet it's just a hate video out of me. And I am kinda ticked off. My nerves increased due to that. However, the unreleased self-tennis rounds are lost since I deleted them, that it's unfortunate. And I did it on my red iPad and not the blue one. On April 20th later on, I got back to the account once again and deleted the video since I'm tired of that video, and have to replace it with a black screen with no audio on it. And then I got remove access again and made a new video on there. But I don't know who made the two videos. But I know that the password got changed later on again just because of the exposure to it. At April 25th. It's the 8th anniversary of Norbert's second account's death since it happened on April 25th, 2017. At April 26th as of this day. I have heard that while I was in premieres and live streams, they bringed up what happened earlier, and that gets me more ticked off. I don't know much about May, but on the 23rd, I made a commentary video on Robuzz's video, because I am tired of getting exposed so much, and I was about to do the video on the 16th, but I forgot about it. But actually, I had it unfinished on the 16th. Also later on, while I uploaded that video, I got hate comments on that video. And later on, I deleted the video because of my dad's permission. I don't know about June since I don't know what happened on June. But I know some about July, which I'll explain it. At July 2nd or 6th or 7th, Nax has officially come back on the internet to focus on more stuff. On July 15th, I have heard that my Talking Tom Friends to released. But the iOS version was supposed to release on the 24th, but turns out lifted to the 15th instead, which is surprise, surprise. And also months later, the game keeps on updating and updating. And yet Ginger is now added on December that people can stop complaining about it. At August, I did my last Uncanny Blocks or Number Blocks bans before I stopped doing Uncanny Blocks or Number Blocks bans after 2 years due to the grown-up age, the fact that my content got turned into younger kids for 2 years of the working. Here is a fact. I started Uncanny Blocks or Number Blocks bans on September 2023 and stopped at August 2025, so surprise, surprise also. And also I keep on ending up doing extra stuff related to Uncanny Blocks to this day. Just so the people can use the stuff and just in case I remember some stuff. But yet I never stopped. I am just 18 for gosh sake, and yet I still made extra stuff. Wow, am I lying or what? Enough of that. On September, I changed my look since I am so tired of using the look that has the similar assets to Miria's, and I have to change my look due to that. On the 11th, the same event of the 9/11 incident, I did a venting stream on what has happened to my life, and yet the 11th was a disaster due to something I have to go through. I don't think I'm involved in this a lot since I haven't watched Dax's review stream on 2025 a lot. But on the 27th, Cosmic has caused a crash out because of what happened. But I'm not gonna bother say the whole thing. On the 30th, I did a stream on what just happened, and later on I have heard that Cosmic apologized to me after what happened from 3 days ago. But Cosmic didn't friend me back after apologizing to me because, yeah, you know by now. Not much on October, but on the 13th at the time while I was punished again. And while my computer got turned on, something tells me that a random girl on YouTube got hacked and decided to quit the internet due to that. And yet Bitsize did this judging by the stream. Luckily, I wasn't proud of it, but I do felt bad that some girl on YouTube got hacked. But there is some videos saved that some videos are re-uploaded due to that. At the start of November, I changed my name because I have been using the same 17-year-old name for a year, and to the fact that I am 18 years old coming as well. So that's why I changed my name to Cubester, which also does mean that I will also be now called Cubester instead. At December 10th, I got stuck in the bedroom for a week and my computer was there because of the new living room setup that's coming. And on the 17th, I tried it. On the 19th, it sucked like last year because Gilded got shut down, and at the same time, I got sick, which I have a sore throat, which also does mean I was coughing as well. I won't be able to do voice acting much due to that. And also to the fact that Gilded is made by the same company who made Roblox, which I played Roblox when I have nothing to do or nothing to make. And also, I keep on getting a sore throat to this day. And I don't know when will I be better. That's all for my review commentary on 2025, although I don't remember much. There is also tons of backstabbers that year as well as first being Eric JDM, Bendy Fan, Emiliano, Troy, and Christian, but I can't remember the other ones. Yet I was the most one to be a backstabber. There is some other stuff like dealing with Millennium, Oliveira, and Frances Meehan this year because of what they done, and to the fact that me and SMBS reacted to Scratch projects that year as well, and also to SMG for being gone on December 27th as well. And also, please don't accept 2026 to be good like other people said, because I bet 2026, in my opinion, is just gonna be the same thing as 2025, like backstabbers and me getting punished, which I bet that will happen in 2026. Like seriously, I bet that will ever happen that year. And if the DAX community is watching this, try and feel appreciated, because this is my opinion about 2025. My opinion about 2025 is that it's a disaster due to a living abomination this year was. Anyways, wish you guys a 2026, and that's all for the review commentary video. Thank you all for sticking around. Peace.